Today's conversation will be thought-provoking and enlightening. And I'm sharing this because I'm sure you may have a sister, a niece, a goddaughter, or you may even be dating a man who have a daughter. You may even have a sister, and this information may come in handy. And that is endometriosis in age. Endometriosis does not discriminate. Some of you may say this isn't true, but I'm only going to share from my experience. And I wish I had the medical records to show you all, which I do have the medical records, but I wanted to bring them on camera so that I can give you all a visual of what I was experiencing as a young girl well before middle school. Pelvic pain, infections, headache, chronic fatigue, weakness, and a general unwell feeling. And I want to add that I was never touched inappropriately. These are signs and symptoms that I was experiencing as a young girl. And pelvic pain was my top symptom. Pelvic pain was my top symptom. So, of course, my mom did her due diligence by bringing me to see the doctor, and they would take a look at me, and there were no findings. Now, sometimes I would have an infection, and we would be wondering, how did I get this infection? I was drinking water, staying hydrated. I was very active as a little girl. But here is the thing with endometriosis, and some of you may agree to disagree, or some of you may not agree. But do I believe that was signs and symptoms? Do I believe that was signs and symptoms of endometriosis? I actually do. Because at the age of 34, I was diagnosed with endometriosis with some of these same symptoms. So when it comes to endometriosis, it not only affects women, but it can also affect girls. So if you have a daughter, if you have a sister, if you have a goddaughter, if you're dating a man who have a daughter and you are involved, do not ignore these signs. Be sure that you are documenting and journaling these symptoms because it may help in the long run or even prevent a prolonged diagnosis. Now, am I saying because your child may present pelvic pain, headaches, nausea, am I saying that's all endometriosis? I'm not saying that. But what I am saying, for me, I do believe it was endometriosis, and it just wasn't shown at the time. So I didn't have a diagnosis, of course, because I needed to have a laparoscopy, which happened at the age of 34. But what I am saying is that you can start experiencing the signs and the symptoms well before adulthood.